So, Lone Rider here, and I just wanted to briefly mention something that I see as an alarming trend in cycling. Alarming from a safety standpoint. Most cycling jerseys are bright color. Most cycling jackets are also a bright color. They're things like bright red, safety yellow, etc. However, there is a trend that I've seen, in particular with winter outerwear, for a lot of road cyclists to be wearing basically all black. Right? Now, I'm wearing all black right now. This sweatshirt is black, but I wouldn't wear something like this riding my bike. If I was going to wear something like this riding my bike, I'd wear a bright colored windbreaker or vest or something over it. And the reason is obvious. One of the concerns you have when you're bicycling, especially on the street, is interaction with other traffic. You want people to see you. You want people to be able to react to you properly and safely. And some of that's on them. They have to be cognizant of the presence of cyclists on the road as part of the traffic dynamic. They have to be aware of how to properly react to them. And our society doesn't really do a great job of inculcating that in people. However, it's also important that the cyclist do his part. And that includes not dressing in all black like a fracking ninja. I understand black is cool. It's slimming, at least on some people, not on me, but on some people it's slimming. And black also, it's got some other advantages. I mean, it doesn't show the dirt as well. And it looks badass, right? I mean, Darth Vader looks good in black. Batman looks good in black. The Dread Pirate Roberts looks good in black. Black just looks cool, right? But here's the thing. Is looking cool worth increasing your chances of possibly having a collision? Or let me put it this way. Is looking cool worth giving up your chance to avoid a collision by wearing something that's, let's say, bright colored, right? And almost all my cycling jerseys are bright colored. They're red. They're safety yellow. They're just plain yellow. They're like bright blue, aqua blue, that sort of thing. Occasionally, I will ride wearing dark or muted colors. If I'm, let's say, riding off-road in the woods, But even there, if I'm riding to the trail, I'll wear something bright over it and then take it off when I get to the woods if it gets, let's say, warm. I'll take my vest off and then the shirt underneath might be gray or dark blue or something. But I don't wear colors like that on the street. And I try to avoid, even wearing them for safety reasons. I want to be seen. And I've seen an alarming trend with, like I said, with winter outerwear in particular, jackets and so forth. People who are clearly experienced avid cyclists riding, in some cases, extremely high-end road bikes, and they're dressed like from head to toe in all black. And I don't understand why this is a thing. I mean, if you're one of those cyclists that rides wearing all black, maybe you can explain it to me. Post below. But I'm looking at it. I've been a rider for over 20 years, and one of my concerns when I'm riding on the street. Yes, if you're mountain biking in the woods, there's no cars in the woods. So unless you're worried about being mistaken for a deer and shot in the face, there's really no reason to necessarily wear bright colors in the woods. It doesn't hurt, but there's not really a reason to do it. But if you're riding on the street or where you're going to be even intersecting with car traffic, so even if you're riding on, let's say, a separate path, unless it's a self-contained path that just goes around in a loop, if that paved path, that cycle path is going to cross roadway junctions, you're still interacting with traffic at that point. So, even though you're technically not on the street, in a way you are, at least when it comes to crossing through intersections. So, I would argue if you're going to be riding in a way where you're going to be interacting with other vehicular traffic, wear bright colored clothes, right? That's a free country. You can do whatever you want, but I'm trying to figure out why so many people are wearing black. And these are clearly, like I said, cyclists in full cycling gear. It's not like some guy just decided to hop on his ancient rusting 3-speed and ride to the local bar, and he just grabbed whatever coat he grabbed off the coat rack. And these are guys riding, high-end road bikes in full cycling gear, and they're wearing cycle-specific jackets. And I guess part of me wonders not only why are people choosing to do this, since it's obviously it's a color that's harder to see, but why are cycling manufacturers even making all black jackets? I don't get that. Just you know. Anyway, I see this as an alarming trend. I've noticed this past few days. Yesterday was beautiful. It was almost 50 degrees. I was out riding my bike, wearing a bright red jacket. But the few days before this past week, it was extremely cold, and I saw very few other riders. I certainly wasn't riding, but the few riders I did see, again, hardcore roadies, decked out in full cycling kit, wearing what were probably very expensive cycling jackets that were all black, and in conjunction with the black tights, black shoe covers, black gloves. I mean, they looked like bike ninjas, right? And I'm trying to figure out, why would you do that? Why would the companies make clothing in that color for that particular sport? Why would people choose to buy it? Why would people choose to wear it? Anyway, your mileage may vary, but I look at it as, I'm concerned when I ride my bike. One of my concerns is, safe interaction with car traffic. And yes, part of that's on the drivers to not be dumb arses, but part of that's on me as a cyclist to not make it harder to see me. So, using lights at night, not riding the wrong way down the street, and wearing, clothing that's appropriate for the activity in which I'm engaged. Right? Now, unlike having lights at night or riding in the proper direction of traffic, there's no legal requirement in the road rules that you have to wear bright colored clothes. But I guess the question is, why wouldn't you? Traditionally cycling jerseys have been bright colored for, ever since cycling began, for a reason. So, I see this as just an inexplicable and, like I said, concerning trend, for me, at least from a safety standpoint. So, be safe out there. And, if you're one of those people who rides wearing all black like a bike ninja, just, why do you do it? I'm just curious. Is there some advantage beyond maybe looking cool like the Dread Pirate Roberts? Is there a reason you do this? I don't know. But I'm looking at it from the standpoint of, I want the driver to be able to see me, and I'm saying to myself, makes it easier for them to see me if I'm wearing something that's bright colored. So, Lone Rider out, rock on, stay safe.